Hi, welcome to the Andrew Buckle book review of Marvel Value Stamps. This is just purely staggering book. This, if you get any book that's related to comic books, Marvel comics, this has to be it. This is an impressive work and it is amazingly, it's really quite cheap. I was really surprised. I thought, what? It is really well priced and it is packed solid. 368 pages, colour all the way through, quality, and it's brilliant. So you can see there. Now, value stamps, something in the 70s. Personally, I never cut any of them out. I certainly don't recall doing it. If I did, actually saying that, some of the UK ones I did snip away. Why? I wasn't certain. I would never send away for the poster and those sort of things. Visual History, the most inspired comic book promotional campaign collected for the first time. And this is just solid. And you think, it's just going to be about stamps. No! It is about, basically, it's just wow. It's the only word that comes to mind. I will show it in a sec. This is just super impressive. But I'll show you all the details. Abrams Comic Arts. There's 368 pages. I might have got that wrong. I'm certain it's 368. And it's just come out. There's the ISBN number, if you can just make that out. Just go and buy it now. That's as simple as that. Personal recommendation, that one. As soon as I got this, I was looking through it thinking, and I saw some of the reviews and I thought, wow, they sound great. And it is just an impressive book. Now, I'm not going to show all of this, so please don't expect a complete visual thing. You can see, just flicking through, this book is just full of page after page of just comic book history. You'll love this book. Totally brilliant book. Roy Thomas, always great to have an introduction by Roy Thomas. Always, and you can see all the details there. Your Mighty Marvel Value Stamp book includes, and you've got all the details there, Series B and also, of course, Series A. Be weird if they didn't include both. And it's got this. Straight away, you know this is a winner. For me, anyway. You've got a checklist. Now, I wish they'd bring out a book like this, checklist book. That would be brilliant. All these done exactly like that. I would be buying that within 5 seconds. Also, the Ultimate Fan Club Foom. I would love to see a book about Foom as well. But it's got a great introduction. You've got these lovely coupons there. Because I didn't realise they actually came out from the UK. That was the initial start. Obviously, coupons have been going around for a while. Obviously, strange enough, in the US. But the UK ones for the Marvel. And I remember really just loving those. There was always... And the thing is about this, it actually shows the comics as well as the UK ones. And of course, for American fans, maybe they might never have seen them. But they were great. I love the British comics. And let's just go through this. Quite a big, long introduction. It's great. And then you've got another little bit there about the Marvel Value Stamps are back. But here, look at this. Just including these. Now, this would be another book that would be brilliant. They brought out a lovely one showing all the UK comics. I mean, that would be impressive because there are so many great covers because we have made so many variations of the covers. They would sort of very inspired. And also, of course, the French did, German, everyone seemed to have their own variant covers. And I think that sort of book would be amazing as well. I would love to see a sort of all the covers of Spider-Man Weekly, the Avengers one, Mighty Marvel World. That was just great. But it's got loads of them. Just great covers all the way through. And of course, there it is. That central part that I think maybe my first issue, I can't remember if my first issue of my Mighty World of Marvel was chopped or not. Coupon number 1. I might have. If I did, I was very silly doing that. But still, that's what people did. Because you didn't have photostat machines, did you? You couldn't photocopy it. You couldn't do anything like that. So you got here. And I love the way they always had these clues. And they would sort of, whatever it was, the end of the contest. And it was just great. Look at all the artwork. And of course, you had a special message from Stanley as well. And also you had the poster, as you guess, as well. And then from that, on to the US ones. And here's some examples there. You can see the examples. And these were included in the comics. Obviously not as an actual stamp. You wouldn't peel them off or anything. But you would cut them out. And many an issue was probably ruined. I can imagine Hulk 181. I don't know what was in Hulk 181. I imagine anyone that cut that out and looks at their copy now thinking that probably must have damaged quite a few. But still, it had virtually all the characters. You had like here, the Absorbing Man. And there were odd choices sometimes. Mysterio, Mantis. You got Green Goblin. Now, obviously at the time when they brought these out, they must have been considering that there was going to be a series 2 or B or C or D, because it says on the thing, you've got on the stamp, Series A. The Rawhide Kid, Shana the She-Devil. I remember just seeing, and they actually come from the original comics as well, with a bit of variation. I mean, they look like the original comic, but I think there's slight changes to them. They're not exactly the same. But the thing about this book, it's just got so many of these letters pages. Just wow. And it actually shows, you can see obviously there, you've got that, and then you can see that. Now, is that, now I suppose it's been just flipped slightly, but it doesn't have, of course, the web coming out either. So it's been changed a bit. It's slightly like it. I guess that was the source, but it's got details here. It's got a lot of details about that. It's got all the various things about Amazing Spider-Man number 70. So you've got the great picture there as well. Not only are you getting the brilliant value stamp, which is very small on it, but that's basically the size-ish that it was. Slightly reduced, I think, but still, basically that's the size. But you've got like Conan, look at that brilliant Conan. You've got the pose again, and then you've got the thing. Again, you probably could look at it and say, is that exactly the same? There's a few bits of variation there, I'm quite certain. That was number 3. But you had that, comments to Cage. And they're fascinating. I would love to see a 400, 500 page book of just those letter pages, because they're just fascinating. Because not just, obviously, you've got the letters, but you've got the comments, you've got the person's opinion at that time. What were they feeling? You know, this was rubbish, that was good, that was brilliant, this, they should do this. They always, I think that Luke Cage should be a member of the Avengers, or Spider-Man should be a member of the Avengers. The Avengers should be removed, gone, or whatever. People put comments about that, and then, of course, you have a little blurb saying, we are considered, etc., etc. We are doing this. That doesn't mean we're turning this magazine into a... Not even to say that. But still, Tomb of Dracula next. And it's page after page after page after page after page of just cover, or even sometimes, obviously, internal art as well. Everything you want to know about Titan, but we're afraid to ask. It's just great little pictures here. And also some checklists as well. My favourite thing, checklists. There should be a checklist book as well. But this one, Sergeant Fury and the Howling Commandos, you can see there. And you've got here, of course, brilliant. Now, sometimes, again, it's very hard to see that. I mean, you've got that, there's MODOK, and then you've got the value stamp. Now, yes, it's sort of looking like that. And this was apparently from Defenders number 20? Oh, no, that was where the stamp. That was where the stamp appeared. It does say it includes, apparently it didn't include in all of them. I'm surprised. I really thought that they were, I was wrong with that, but I just assumed that they were in lots and lots of issues. But obviously only in three examples there. And also the Incredible Hulk number 169, that was where the art was from. But it has been slightly changed. It must be slight. It's not, it sort of looks the same. But look, you've got another checklist. Just brilliant. This one's from Iron Fist. Another Mighty Marvel checklist on the other page. Green Skin's grab bag. And of course, you've got the brilliant there. Tales of Suspense. That's the one with Bucky. Again, sort of. I mean, they're obviously taking it as the source. But not only that, you've got these as well. My Son, the Man Wolf. So you've got these lovely... And again, a book solid of those would be superb. Also, a book solid of all sort of these blurbs. That would be brilliant. All the blurbs from every single book, all crammed into a massively comprehensive book. But those adverts would be great as well. I'm always hoping. There's always hope because they would bring these. Blade, the Vampire Slayer. And this is like the history of the 70s Marvel. It's just going through this, just looking at things and you're reading here about, this one's obviously a Thor one. Doesn't say, but you can see obviously with you've got the picture there, obviously of Thor and the hammer there. And you've got the Dragon Man. And it's just superb all the way through it. Then it goes, it's even got posters as well. You've got posters in, monsters of the movies, the Frankenstein monster. Then you've got some more letters pages because they changed the format slightly. So there was a slight variation in the format. You can see, now I don't know where that came from, but it says here, The Amazing Spider-Man from Supervillain Team Up 5. And it shows again posters of the various things that you would get here. Fantastic. Yeah, that's just really great. It's brilliant all the way through. And there's just page after page of these just absolutely brilliant letters pages that I love. I love reading letters pages. I mean, that's one of the great things in the omnibus. I love reading the comics, of course, but the omnibus pages, you get the letters pages. And wow, And it's just great to see him here because I think in some ways it's just a nice format in many ways. This one's Skullduggery. Again, I assume. Oh, Skull Slayer #3. That would be strange if it was something else. Dracula one. Iron Fist. Oh, what's that one? Oh, we've got Tales of Asgard as well. Another one we've got posted there. Tales of Asgard obviously clearly was done as well. And you've got obviously all the bits that they've taken from it. You can see the actual stamps. Let's Level with Daredevil. That's Daredevil number 131. Then you've got Mighty Thor from Power Man 32. And so on, all the way through. Cables of Champions. It's just amazing seeing these letter pages all like this. And as well as the stamps. And then you've got the back with a bit of foam as well. This is just superb. I can't say any other word than this is probably, for me, the greatest, best book that Marvel / obviously Abrams Comic Arts, and they bring out so many great books. Just absolutely amazing. I've been looking forward to this one for ages because it's been it was listed and then suddenly it disappeared. It was cancelled, and I thought, that was obviously things happened in the world. Finally, it came out, and wow, this is really value. Value is the word. Value is definitely the book. I think it's just amazing. The price is absolutely brilliant. Totally superb book. Quality throughout. This is a real nice quality book. And if you love the 70s Marvel comics, this should be on your bookshelf instantaneously. Definitely get a copy of this. So, Marvel Value Stamps, A Visual History by Roy Thomas. Wow, yet another brilliant book. Roy Thomas, please bring out some other ones like this, very similar sort of books. I would be happy to buy these sort of books indefinitely. So, absolutely brilliant.